All right, we're live. We're good. It's recording.
Episode 21. Travel hookup.
Travel hookups.
Travel hookups.
All right. What do you got on
Have
this?
you ever flown as a woman to go see a man? Mac, has any woman ever flown to come see you?
No, because I'm married.
Right. So
Friends have, but not friends have, yes, but not hookups.
But should women fly to men in other states that they met on social media?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I think maybe. It depends on if you're old school or new school. It depends on the situation, the context of the situation. Where did it start? How long have you guys been talking? And then, is the guy willing to go see you? Is it a one-sided thing? I hope not. But those happen.
They happen a lot.
Yeah.
They so happen. So I've flown to see men in the past before I was married.
You did? So what
One
compelled
of them
you? What
wouldn't
compelled
even
you?
come to his...
Yeah, what compelled you to go see him?
Because I don't know if it was like my state of mind or what. Like one of them was in California, and leaving Wisconsin always sounds enticing, right? So
True.
I was like, oh sure, you know what? Leaving Wisconsin probably isn't so bad. I've dated people in Wisconsin and they all suck. But also, like, no set of values, no standards, really. I was kind of getting desperate at that point.
Okay.
And like that guy wouldn't even come to the door.
That guy wouldn't come to the door when you showed up at his house?
That guy would not even... Yeah.
Serious?
I waited outside of his door for 2 hours. I'm not kidding.
Okay, that's a little fucked up.
It's always fucked up.
Wait, hold on. You just
Now.
Hold on. You just said 2 hours. You just said 2 hours.
In the dark. Yes.
So you waited for a
LA.
guy 2 hours outside his door.
He kept saying he was coming down.
Whoa,
He was
whoa,
texting me.
Well, now we're getting into it. Now we're getting deep here. So you flew to a guy's house, and he makes you wait outside. I don't know if it's in the cold, but he makes you wait outside for 2 hours, and you actually hung out and waited. Let's think about that one.
Because he kept texting me like he was coming down.
What's he doing for 2 hours? Getting rid of the girl, throwing her out the window before you show up?
He said he was showering.
2
and that
hours.
He was nervous.
So you just flew from where to where for this situation?
Wisconsin to Santa Ana.
So we went quite a ways. There.
Quite a ways.
I think we went quite a ways. You show up.
2 time zones back.
Yep. You show up at his door, and he makes you wait 2 hours.
Would not come down.
And you actually waited. That's where it gets twisted. So I guess we have to get into the mentality of what causes that. He went there in the first place, but he didn't roll out the red carpet.
Because he was a catfisher.
Well, hold on. Whoa. Well, is he who he said he was?
So when he finally came to the door, it's like down here.
Okay. All right.
We had all these plans, right? Things we were going to go do.
Yep.
Because it's California. Go do beach, whatever. Get some in and out. I don't know. Go to Disney World. Whatever one's there. Right?
Yep.
We didn't do any of those things. He worked.
Okay. So he worked the whole time you were there.
This is the best part. You're going to love this.
Oh boy.
You ready?
Yep.
He works from his bed, reclined, with a lap keyboard, and stares at a giant screen in his bedroom.
So
He's one of those nerdy people.
He sounds like an internet troll. Straight up.
So he is also called what they call those white hats or the dark hats.
A hacker?
Yeah.
Did he hack his way into your pants? Just kidding.
No, that never happened. Thank God.
Good. Let me tell you what, though.
How could I get past him being here?
So you thought he was taller.
Get past that taller physique, anything. We even went to the gym. I just kind of did my own thing. I let him go.
Let me ask you this. How did he suck you in to actually take a trip to his house? Where did that come from?
Maybe it's just because I thought we were going to go do some things that sounded fun.
So he enticed you with some false narrative about, hey, girl, I got it going on. Come down. Well, have a good time. Blah, blah, blah. Hang out. No pressure.
Yeah. And this was like years of single. I was so tired of Madison because it was just a shit show. Honestly, I'm like, Madison sucks. The men here suck. I don't want to stay in Wisconsin forever. I was debating on Texas or California at the time because I really wanted to leave. And yeah, he's like, let's go to Disney. Let's go to the beach. Let's go have some fun. We're going to go to the gym, one of the nicest gyms in Equinox, where all of the, at the time, like Joey Swole and all that went.
Right.
I was just getting into bodybuilding,
Sure.
right? So I'm like, okay, that'll be fun. And it just sounded like we'd have a good time, and then he was a different person. This dude couldn't even come to the door for 2 hours. He was this big. I'm 5'5" for the record.
Are you really?
So,
I thought you were taller. That's funny.
Not.
So you can't tell.
And I'm shrinking. They said I'm 5'4" this year.
Damn, so this guy's like 5'2". The guy was not who he looked like he was.
He's just a little person. Yeah.
So he shows up.
And we never went to Disney. We did go to the gym.
He went to the gym.
And then he just ended up working. So I met another friend online that I had never met before.
So you hooked up with
His
someone
name
else
is
while you
Angel.
were visiting him.
We didn't hook up, but he took me to the beach.
Okay.
And he took me to In-N-Out. And we've been friends ever since.
Perfect.
I even picked him up from Phoenix Airport last year when I was there. Yeah. We just had a long-term friendship.
That's
And
good.
he's atheist, by the way. One friend. We've been friends for years now, ever since that incident.
That's good.
Yeah.
I can't believe, though, that you flew to his house. And you were greeted.
But this is
with,
what I'm.
you were greeted
this
with a
is
2-hour
the point of the
doorway.
episode. This happens all the time.
All right, so why? Why is it happening? Is it a lack of confidence? Are girls? I think it's a lack of confidence. I think maybe girls are. I don't know. What would you call that? What is going on there?
Desperate.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying not to say that directly, but
I'll do it for you. I'm the bad guy. Desperate.
So we're desperate. We show up, guy throws some shit at you. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna, he sells you the world.
At some point, at some point in your singledom, you believe everything.
Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible.
But this is why we know friends and mutual friends who have gone to visit men in other states, and it's blown up in their faces.
Sure has. How about this? Does it ever go right? Does it ever even go right? I don't know. I'm trying to think if it ever has.
Okay, so in knowing, I've also seen men in other states where I drove to them, not flew, because they were maybe a little closer.
And they didn't.
Like
How long did they make you wait at their door?
And another was that one was a hookup.
So you didn't wait at the door?
No, wait. We didn't wait. We went out. It was a hookup, and then I never heard from them again. I'm so serious. So, little shame on my part, right? Because you think you're like set up to date this person, you're attracted to them, and like the one was like gorgeous, absolutely my type, and went nowhere, went absolutely nowhere. Never heard from him after that. Made me come to him, wouldn't come to me. Then blocked me on social media afterwards.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, you see why it was so hard for so long in the single world? The singledom.
So I guess the question is it wrong? I mean, is it wrong for the girl to go? I think that it should be a two-way street. The guy or the girl should go. I hear too many stories from your perspective.
Yeah. So that's when I started telling women, like after I got married, not to go.
Not to go.
Because men are meant to pursue.
Or hunters.
I believe firmly that a man will pursue. And if he really wants it, he will come get it.
Damn straight. I agree with that. A real man. A real man will. A real man will.
A real
man will.
Would move mountains to make that happen.
Correct.
So my husband broke my rule. I said, after a certain point, I was like, no more men on social media. I'm out. I hate them. Like, we're out. I don't believe in it. It's not real. Nobody's real on here. Right?
Mm.
And he kept trying to get me to come to California. I just kept refusing. It's like, I'm not doing it. So he came to Texas 3 times that year.
Damn, okay.
Just to prove a point.
So he did the right thing.
He did.
I feel like he did the right thing.
He did.
Yeah.
I feel like he did the right thing. And you could tell, like, when he was there, he was nervous. He was uncomfortable, right?
Sure.
He had to rent a car, not his fancy BMW.
Right.
You know, had to find things to do, not in his state.
Right.
You really had to put in
some work.
Effort.
Which real men will do. I like it.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
It's good.
And now I have friends where I've seen them coming from other countries, literally, to the States, or states to another state. And it blows up in their face, like the man gets kind of all bossy and says, why are these guys like, yeah, I saw one where the guy like saw that the girl was out that weekend with her girlfriend, and he's telling her what to do, and that she went out and a bunch of guys hit on her before she'd ever met him.
He's calling the shots, jealous guy, insecure little bitch. Did I say that? Oh,
insecure little bitch. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And he bought her plane ticket and then was demanding a Venmo refund for the plane ticket.
Wow. Okay. That's next level.
Yeah. Right. But this is like the extreme world that we're in. That's how things are going. That's why relationships don't exist or last anymore. Like you have the internet.
I hope girls will stop making those trips. I guess I'm a little disturbed by the fact that he waited at his door for 2 hours. Like, that shows you where people are at.
Too.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
There's no boundaries, no morals, no ethics, no code. No code.
The code's gone. Code. Oh, we need to rewrite the code.
The code is gone.
We need to talk about what the code is.
We need to rewrite the code.
We need to write a little list out for people.
Right. And we're all complaining like we want real men back, but this is like the standard that we've allowed now. Like, this is where we're at.
And guys can get away with it, and they know it. Oh, man.
They can. But they're just as insecure as the women, and none of them want to admit that or be together.
True.
Like, they don't want to mingle.
They don't want to mingle.
They have to come out of their insecure, codependent world where everyone's at now.
Mm. So what's your advice to women on this? I mean, where do we go with this?
I think you need to go old school. Make the man come to you.
Agreed. Make him wait at your fucking door.
I think you need to let them be the hunters that they're meant to be.
That's right.
If he really wants it, he's gonna do it. He'll pursue. He will move the mountains. He will make shit happen. He will even come to your city and take you out in your city.
Of course.
Like,
why wouldn't you?
I don't even care if you cook a meal together. Honestly, I really don't. He needs to come to you.
He needs to come to you. And if you're going to him and you're waiting at his door, I think we have bigger problems that we need to address. Think about that.
Yeah.
That fucks me up.
You're kind of showing him that, you know, he can get away with whatever he wants. Honestly, that's kind of how I feel. Like, if you'll come to him all the time and do all the stops, why does he have to put any work in or effort?
Where'd the chivalry go? It's gone. Shouldn't be gone.
It's gone.
Shouldn't be gone.
But it is.
I'm all about it. I don't think that it should be gone. I think guys need to
No, the femmies these days will tell you that women can be chivalrous
too. The femboys. The femboys.
Women are chivalrous too, and they can make the first move, Matt.
They can, but I still think the real man makes the first move, though. I do.
The real man makes the first move. That's right.
He opens the doors. He'll open the door and slap your ass on the way by. You know what I mean? That kind of guy. It's good. That's where you need to be.
That kind of guy.
Yeah, I think it's the kind of guy you got to be. You know? If you're a guy that's
And
sitting
not call him a misogynist.
not calling him a
not call him
misogynist
that.
because he slaps your ass on the way by. I think that he's a real man. The guy who sits on his bed and plays
Real man.
video games and the girl's waiting at the door, we might have some issues there. You know? Red flags.
of issues.
The red flags are going off.
Big red flag.
Like fireworks.
Big red flag.
Big red flags.
But that's where we're at. And even like the one that came out of the country, like he was just playing with her, and she did it a couple times.
Yes.
And I saw him. I even knew him, and he was talking to other women. He was talking to me.
Right. I know,
At the same time, I'm like, please stop coming to him, please. I mean it. Like on every level, I mean it. Don't play with this person. He's just playing you.
But it happened. I mean, we saw it.
I know. We saw.
I think it's going to continue.
It makes me sad.
I don't want it to be like, oh, you shouldn't do it, but make sure you understand deep down, like, why are you giving into that? Why are you breaking or bending for that guy? Is he filling in some void you have deep inside you where you literally feel that shitty about yourself that you have to fly out of the state and go hang out at some guy's door and wait for him?
Yes. And I'll tell you, like, that period of my life,
you were in a place
I've felt about myself, ever. Probably ever.
And I think that's where a lot of girls are, though. I think that's where a lot of girls are. Guys are probably there, too, I haven't seen it as much on the guy end, but I'm sure it's happening.
I know a lot of men now, because of this, like, pursue masculinity thing, like, kill it. I know a lot of them are just, they've stopped trying because they're afraid of being persecuted now just to be a man.
Right.
Like, we're trying to drive out testosterone. We're trying to drive out masculinity as a society. We're trying to make everybody gay, binary, whatever we are. So, like, maybe they might just be afraid too,
That's true. They might have the testosterone level of a prepubescent boy. Way to go, buddy.
My husband is fighting it because the VA thinks level 100 test is okay.
And it definitely isn't.
That is not okay.
I got girls above 100, so, that I coach, so, yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And I'm a hyper-masculine person trying to be more feminine. It's a struggle.
It's a struggle.
Actually, we should do an episode on that. We should do a whole episode on hyper-masculinity.
Oh, we will.
Female,
we will.
Feminine.
So, in general, I would say we get an issue with the girls flying out of state to go see these guys. Maybe the guys going to see the girls, too.
Social media is, like, making it like that's the thing. Like men don't have to make the first move. Women can.
Women are becoming what's the word? Codependent on these men.
Codependent on attention.
Their self-worth is based on this guy and how he makes her feel, and so they eat it up. So that literally he can pretty much say whatever he wants.
They think attention is love.
Yeah, they literally take that as love,
and it's not literal face value love. And we know love is a choice.
I'd like to see a woman who's done this outside of you, and there's a million. Comment or let us know what they think, or what mindset were they in when they did this, experienced this, or guys, if guys did this too. Either way.
Yeah, if men have flown to see women, I want to know how that's gone, honestly.
Sure.
Because I don't hear about that side.
Sure, it's happening.
Very
right.
often,
I don't either, right. But it's happening. Of course it is. We don't hear about it as much.
I know some really good men who want marriage, but can't find it. But usually in that scenario for that guy, like, the women blow him off.
Right.
Like, he can't get a woman of his caliber to want to be married.
Okay.
Or in a relationship. So it's like that. The adverse, I think, is the good man who will pursue. And then the woman's so freaked out because of the way society is now. She'll be like, he's a creeper, and I'm not coming to him, blah, 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 blah. Like, she'll use that as her excuse to not go for the man who is serious or is going to take it serious.
Makes sense.
Like, we've made that man like some kind of nightmare. Like, he's a creeper. He's weird. we shouldn't go for him because he wants to. Like, if he says he wants to do it, then that makes him freaky or psychotic. That's the new narrative. That's literally what it is. Like, the narrative is that if he's in for it, he wants something serious, he's a freak, pretty much. And you're going to get killed or stabbed.
True. Hey, all right.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Agreed.
Because I remember, like, when I asked, too, they're like, women die that way, don't do it. And I'm like, well, I wasn't trying to go that far.
It happens. You got to be careful. Yeah.
It does happen. You should be careful. Like, I should not have waited outside a door.
No, you should have called the next guy and went his house, but...
Any guy.
You should have called the mailman. And
a real one.
Went to the mailman's house. Whoever. The neighbor would have been fine. His wife was asleep. You would have been fine. Sneak right in there. But, you know, that's another story. I mean, you know, but... Oh, I can't hear you. Where'd you go? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear a word you're saying. Where'd it go? Where's our sound? We have sound problems. What's this say?
We do?
Oh, well, you're back. What'd you do?
Oh, shit. I tapped my microphone.
That shit was off.
Yeah, there's a mute button.
That's
right
what
here.
it was. You were talking, and all of a sudden I was like, hey. I was like,
okay.
You're probably like, what? Where are the hand signals coming from?
See, I get so handsy when I talk. I gotta settle down. Okay.
No, you don't have to settle down. I was like trying to throw some smoke signals up. I was like, hey.
Well, it's like, I hear you and I see you just fine. I was like, what are you talking about? You're right here.
We had some sound issues there.
There's a mute button on this fancy microphone.
Gotcha.
Here, right there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you were going off about something. What the fuck was it? Anyway, I don't know.
No boundaries.
No
values. No code of ethic, really. I mean, you're desperate. You think love is attention. You don't know
or you think
that
attention
it's a choice.
is love, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
That burns people out. And that's why social media is so hard, too. Like, attention. And they knew what they were doing when they created likes. They knew.
How about this when they created the DMs? Oh, we should do another episode on the DMs. Because I remember when they came out. That's why I just thought of that. I remember life before it, and I remember life after it. So I just thought of that. But
it used to be so simple. It was just likes.
Or you could comment, but you had to literally put the at symbol, put the person's name, and then literally, that was it. Yeah. Like, you weren't sliding into the DMs. It was a whole
effort.
Yeah, you had to literally put some effort in, and it was public. It wasn't, I remember... Yeah. That's a whole nother episode.
You were still accountable for what you said.
You had to put it out there.
Publicly.
It wasn't like you could slide in the DM and throw some shit out there. Yeah.
Like, here's my phone number on her post.
Yep, you had to put it out there. If you were willing to put it out there, you had some balls.
You had to put it out there.
Yeah. So that's changed a little bit. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
So what's the...
And I don't even remember people really hitting me up before DMs.
Well, it was harder. You couldn't... I mean,
social media.
You had to put it out. You had to literally say, Pat, boom, the gypsy boo, and they had to say it publicly. There was no hiding it. It wasn't like you just slide in your DMs. Right. Like, I remember the day it came out. I was like, whoa, what is this all about? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Then I'm training all these women, and they're like getting onto all these like online weird relationships. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm hearing about it, and I'm just like, whoa.
You're lucky you were married before this era.
Yeah. Well, some of these women were too.
Honestly.
They got caught up. It's crazy.
No.
I'm telling you right now.
No.
That's crazy.
No.
I can tell you, oh man, we can't talk about it.
It ruined our attention span because now, like, we got attention high. That's what it was. It was just attention high.
The dopamine drip, nonstop.
Yes, nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
That's what ruins it.
Yeah, that's a whole other episode.
And that's why people can't do the and that's why people can't do the marriage thing anymore.
That's correct. They're struggling.
Like, you don't like your spouse right now?
Yeah,
go get attention.
It's true. All right, so what's the conclusion on this traveling to go see a man or woman? I'd say think about it.
I think
I don't think there should be a rule, but I'll tell you what, doing what you did, waiting outside the door, 2 hours, we got a problem. And then I have to, I go back to root cause. What even compelled you to want to do that in the first place? Where were you at mentally?
Yeah.
Were you codependent or dependent?
Lowest of self-esteem.
Yeah, where is your self-esteem? Were you dependent at that point on the attention from that person that you were literally relying on that for your self-worth? That's a problem. And I would say that's probably the case for a lot of people. So we need to recognize that up front before we go on these trips.
You start getting lonely and sad and desperate, and we've all gotten hooked on attention at some point, especially in the social media game.
Yep.
And then you start mistaking and confusing this for a possibility. And there is no possibility in that equation.
Key word there, possibility. The hope. The fairy tale,
the hope
tale that it's going to be this hope that's going to be something, and we know it's probably not going to be.
I think if a woman's gonna go, I think there needs to be two-way effort. Like, man pays for the ticket and she appears, and then you pay for an outing. I don't know.
You know what? That seems reasonable.
Find some way to make it even, right?
You're going to put the effort. You're going to travel, which is a pain in the ass. But you know what? He's like, hey, look, I get a lot going on. Let's wait out. Okay, whoever has more going on, and you're like, hey, no problem. You know what? You put the effort in there. I'll pay for the ticket. Okay, all right, it's better.
Right, and then I'll take us out to dinner when we get there. Or
it's kind of like meeting you halfway kind of thing. It's like, okay, you're gonna meet me halfway kind of thing.
Exactly. Like 50,
it's not one-sided.
I think if it's gonna be the woman, like maybe it's a person like you who has 5 million jobs.
Sure, right.
You can't leave.
Right. Yeah, but I'd be like, hey, you know what? I got a crazy shit going on. Here's some. I'll get you a ticket, get you all here. I'll fucking pick you out the airport with a limo. Whatever,
right.
Whatever.
Because like a lot of women want the entrepreneur man or not a broke man, but then you need to deal with a busy man.
Yeah. But
he's not going to be able to give you attention 24/7.
No, but you're not going to be paying for everything, showing up, waiting at the door, all that. That's insanity.
Right.
And I think we're going to connect with people on this one. I think there's going to be a lot of people who have done that. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And in that scenario, I paid for my ticket. I showed up. I waited.
You waited.
See all the bad things here? I'm pulling out all the stops. Only effort from my part. This person was so afraid he couldn't even come to the door. He still follows me, by the way.
That's crazy. Well, we won't bring his name up in case he sees this, but
no,
we won't do that.
No.
So I would say think about it.
Occasionally, just tells me I look amazing.
Think about things. Put your mind. Think about why you're doing what you're doing. Think about where you're at in your headspace. I know it's probably harder than it sounds, but you got to really think about what you're doing. Is it even safe in the first place?
Boundaries. Yeah. Boundaries. Like, have you FaceTime this person? Is he a real person?
Yeah. Is he?
I never FaceTime that person.
Is he 5'2" when you thought he was 6 foot? I mean, not whatever. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Is the person not who you thought they were?
Live? Yeah. There's that movie on Netflix. Recently, like the cheesy Christmas one where she met her catfisher online, and instead of being this other dude, he was like this short little Asian. And in the cheesy story of Netflix, she fell in love with the Asian and ended up.
Oh, I saw a preview for that. She went there to see someone got catfished. She actually saw the guy who she thought she was meeting like in a bar or whatever it was. Yeah. But she ended up hooking up with the
yeah, and he was using his pictures for him.
Yeah.
But then she ended up falling in love with him because that's who she was calling. That's who she was getting to know. That's who she had the relationship with, was him, not this other person that she had to do things just to like get him to like her.
Right.
You know, so it's like, yeah, that's a crazy scenario, but I think you should FaceTime this person. I think there should be 50-50 effort before you make a separate place conversion. Emerge. There should be double-sided effort, regardless. Because otherwise, like, I think women are teaching men they can get away with whatever.
And they are.
Like what I did.
And they're running with it.
And there are men who generally don't want a relationship, and that's fine.
But hey, at least say that up front.
But at least say that up front. Like, this is a thing. Like, we can fling and then be out. Like, that's fine.
I think it's the way to be it. That's the way to do it. That's how I used to do it. Just 100% honest about it. Yeah, I'm a player. Girls like, they were cool with it, you know?
Right.
They are.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
You're upfront about it.
That's the worst part. They could even tell you, like, I'm just going to sleep with you. And they'll go for it.
But you know what? In the end, there's no guilt in that. At least you knew going into it.
At least you knew, right? At least you knew.
There was you can't look back and be like, oh my god, I was under the impression that he's going to be my new husband. No.
Right. But there's men who are like, yeah, we're gonna date. Like, let's see where this goes. And women come to a place with him multiple times, and it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
Because he never did anything. He never put in any effort. Really. He wouldn't even tag her in a story.
Oh hell no. Hell no.
Wouldn't even tag her in the Instagram.
In fact, he would tag somebody else. I've seen it. Anyway.
But won't tag you.
You aren't even here.
Can't let the real one know the wife.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be effort. Or make him come to you. I don't know.
Moral of the story, put some effort in and recognize why you're doing what you're doing. Effort is key.
Yes. Yeah. Develop a set of values and some boundaries.
Boundaries
are good. Boundaries are our friend.
That's right. Okay. What episode was this? 21?
So I'm going to...
Episode 21.
21.
Closing it out. We'll talk about this again. We're going to get some questions from people, and we'll go see where it goes.
Yes.